Hello.
Hey, hello. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you
Oh,
fine. How do I sound?
you sound rich and Corinthian leathery.
Hmm. So where are we tonight?
Well, hello, and welcome to everybody watching this. We are all looking forward to hearing your story of Camalatrum this evening.
My story.
I'm just messing with you, man.
I was gonna say, 'cause I did I do last week's story?
You did. You did. Well, right on the heels of last week's Brutium scenario, we have the story of Camalatrum. And when I first looked at this earlier in the week, I thought this is going to be great because, as we've said time and again, information is scant on some of the Servile War records. So I thought, oh well, we'll just set it up, and the armies will go crashing into each other, and I don't have to spend 10 minutes. But then I started doing a little digging, and I found some good references, and I actually found a book that is recommended to to me a lot in the wargaming circles, and I ended up getting it for my Kindle. It is a 2009 publication by Barry Strauss called The Spartacus Wars, and it covers all of the major battles and information and background stories of the Third Servile War, so it is definitely worth checking out. And he has an entire section devoted to this battle tonight. So my primary source is going to be this, which he has gotten from Sallust and I believe a couple of other sources. I think maybe some Plutarch, whatnot. But as we've seen again, mentioned before, time and time again, all of that deep information that we've gotten from the various sources like Livy or Plutarch or Publius, uh, although many times they conflict with each other and oftentimes they are quite apocryphal, many of them do spin a good yarn. So tonight's story is no exception. What we're going to see here tonight is we have many factors that we do not know. And on paper, we're just making assumptions about. But there are a few things, such as the prominent names, that we do know about. And I think the major points of the battle are well known, and some of the information that kind of leads into the battle setup tonight, perhaps apocryphal, perhaps a campfire yarn. We don't know, but it does. It is very interesting. So, as we said last week, we did Brutium, and that was a siege that Crassus managed to eventually drive out Spartacus and send them fleeing once again from the. I believe they were at the toe of the boot, and now they're moving. They're in Lucania tonight, so we've moved up towards the arch of the boot in southern Italy there. And this is hilly, mountainous territory. The reference tonight to to Camalatrum is Mount Camalatrum, which does have a modern name of Mount Soprano. And it's a supposition that this battle took place in or around some of these ridges and foothills and mountains of that area. But as the story goes, Crassus is kind of in a pickle because at this point he has successfully managed to get Spartacus on the run, but he gets word from Rome, bad news that his rival, Pompey, is being recalled from Spain, and they're going to give him some legions and have him assist. They have ordered him to assist Crassus in the putting down of this servile insurrection, the capture of Spartacus, and he's a glory hound. We know that Crassus and Pompey, although I guess they would be sort of the frenemies of this age that we talk about. They are loyal to each other, but they are both seeking constant improvement of their own image and riches, as we've seen with Crassus. So Pompey will be on his way. So now Crassus is playing beat the clock. He wants to capture Spartacus and be the sole victor of this insurrection. And so this is now hastening his plans. But he does have something going in his favor. Now, as we've seen before, once again, and we do not know why, Spartacus and the Celtic portions of his army, so we know that Spartacus, led the revolt there in Capua, and he has many slaves that are primarily from Italy and sort of the environments there about. But we also have a very large Gallic or Celtic contingent that is now splitting off again, and we don't know why. But they are led by Gannicus, which we see here, or Canicus, depending on the translation. So they are one and the same person. And we also have Castus. So those two generals have taken a sizable chunk of these forces. And again, historically, we don't know what their end goal was. Are they just a large raiding party? We don't know. But we do know that Crassus realized that with that division of these forces, he can now attack, and he hopes quite successfully with his legions, he can attack them in series. And being the military tactician that he is, he realizes that this is his moment. So now, not only is he trying to play beat the clock against Pompey, he realizes he has the good fortune that he can perhaps take Spartacus's army in pieces. So that's what he does here. The other name that we've got to know tonight is one of his lieutenants there, and he is up in the upper left-hand part of this with a force. This is Marcius Rufus, and he comes from, of course, a noble family. And his job, Crassus has sent him on a large flanking march around Gannicus's army. The goal being to send them around the mountain and surprise the Celtic force that have encamped in these highlands. So that is what they are doing, and a large portion of this recounting from the Strauss book. This section is actually called "The Celtic Women," and again, we don't know if this is an apocryphal story, but it references the importance that two Celtic women played in this scenario, in that they were perhaps religious women. We don't know why they came to be traveling up the mountain early one morning in the foggy mountainside. They were going up there. The quote from one of the historical sources is they were going up to do their monthly things, quote. We don't know if that is a reference perhaps to some religious process that they do, or maybe they were looking at lunar observations, or perhaps just something as simple as, menstruation. We just don't know. But they were up there on the mountain, these two women, and they spied Rufus and his army sneaking up the ridgeline, and they managed to stay unobserved, and they snuck back down the mountain and informed Gannicus and his army that they were about to be flanked. And so Gannicus calls the army together, they prepare for battle, and they prepare to attack Marcius. But at this time, then Crassus, realizing that his flanking maneuver has been discovered, he just goes ahead and he attacks directly into Gannicus's front. And that relieves the pressure off of the almost assuredly to be destroyed smaller flanking force. So the battle ensues. Gannicus and Castus are facing the disciplined, trained troops of these legions, and as we've come to see time and time again, these ex-slaves with kitchen knives and stone implements are probably not going to do very well. And lo and behold, they don't. The battle turns in Crassus's favor, and it is at this time, once again, if we're doing the cinematic version of this, we see Spartacus appearing from nearby, just out of nowhere, and his main body of army comes and relieves and saves Gannicus and Castus's forces. Now, they've already been attacked and probably destroyed almost completely, but this attack by Spartacus, this counterattack into Crassus's forces, allows him to help those Celtic forces perhaps do a fighting withdrawal. So they manage to escape. Whatever group of them are still alive, and they manage to get off of the battlefield. But the battle soon changes on Spartacus as well, and he realizes that it is better to live and fight yet another day. So that is what he does. It also does a fighting retreat off the battlefield, and tonight this particular scenario marks the 6th of our third Servile War scenarios, and there is one left. This is the penultimate battle right now, but next week you will have the honor of doing the final battle, battle number 7, that will mark the final confrontation between Crassus and Spartacus. But for tonight, we have a little dust up here, and it should be pretty interesting, so I will let you take over with the War Council information.
And spoiler alert, next week's not going to end well for Spartacus.
Damn it! I thought it was going to be different.
All right, so this is, you know, we've got a bit of a unique layout here, but by and large, this is all going to be pretty much by the numbers. The camp that Gannicus is occupying, if a Roman unit captures that camp hex, that will count as a victory banner for as long as a Roman unit remains in that hex. So if they move off or if the unit's eliminated, they'll lose that banner. The water there on the right-hand side, the lake, that is impassable. Again, we have our red block, so the Marius rules in effect. So all these medium foot troops will have a range 1 attack with their short spears. The I am Spartacus slave rules in effect. So the Spartacus player will get to roll 2 extra dice if they happen to play that card. And retreating units still will retreat to their own appropriate side of the battlefield. So Castus will have to go up and Marcius will have to come down. So it could get a little sticky for some retreating troops there if they get blocked in.
Indeed, yes.
So the slave army with Spartacus will get to go first, no doubt capitalizing on his surprise reappearance. He'll get 5 command cards. The Romans will also have 5 command cards. So I think this is the first time in a long time where we even with our command card hands.
I think so, yeah.
We're playing the 6 victory banners, so that's a bit to get things done here. And that's pretty much it. I will take the Romans first, and you will take Spartacus.
I will.
All right. Well, then you'll get to go first. And before you say it to me, good luck.
Why, good luck to you. And I believe, based on what I saw on the commandsandcolors.net website, that the information turned in for this scenario seems to be 54% slave army victory and 46% Roman. So we will see if that is reflective of what we will do tonight. But yes, good luck to you as well. And
in that case, that would mean it would be a lopsided battle, one of us winning both fights.
What to do here? I do like the tactical choices that you have to make here. Gosh, just too many options.
Well, that's never good.
I know. Well, it's just I've got everybody right where I want them. I don't know if I want to move. Okay. Let us do this then. Let's do. We'll activate our medium troops. Yes, and I can do up to 5 of them. So let me see. Do those 5. And we'll have these 2 come into the woods. And this one will just move up. And this will race down here, and that one will go there. Alright, yes. Okay, so we'll start with this over here against your light unit. We would have 4 dice.
Well, seeing these charging gladiators, these forces will have to do discretion here and evade.
That is probably wise. So we're going to do 4 dice with green circles only coming at you. And we get 1. And I believe I have nothing left to attack with. So we will end the turn. And send it to you.
So 3 units on my left. It'll be those 3. So this is a hill. So I believe battling uphill, I'm capped at 2, and battling downhill, you're capped at 3.
So it would be 2 and 2 either way, so I think I will stand.
All right. I do have leader support, however. So here we go. 2 dice from the Roman Auxilia. A retreat. Wow. That plays right into our hands. So now Marcius will attack that same units. Quintus. So, all right, with 4 dice with leader bonus, what would you like to do?
We would definitely like to evade.
All right. It's a good evade. And that is all.
I think we will do 2 units in the center. Question is, I think we'll go right for shiny brass helmets here. This one versus Crassus. We will have 4 dice. So here goes. We have 1 hit.
I will for now say I'm not going to I'm going to ignore that retreat, but let's see.
Let's check that leader bonus or the leader hit. He's okay.
All right, and then Crassus will retaliate with 4 dice. And 2 hits and a retreat, which you can ignore right now.
I think we will take the retreat. We'll have the other warriors attack the same target there, so 4 dice. 2 more hits.
Ooh. That hurts.
And here is the leader check for him. He's okay.
And retaliating.
Ooh, 3 hits. Hit. Okay. Alright, that is all.
Okay. So once again, my Auxilia now will attack your Auxilia uphill, rolling 2 dice with leader support.
Okay. So we get a hit. And 1 retreat.
Importantly, they get that retreat. Ooh, now, decisions. As tempting as it is to try and polish them off, their retaliatory attack will have the support of Gannicus. So, I think we'll go with the sure thing here. Go after those lights, since there's nowhere they can evade to.
That is true.
So here we go with 4 dice. 3 hits.
Hit. Alright, 2 dice back. Nothing.
Really hoped we'd gotten a retreat there, but oh well. Now the blaze in range of our short spears, so...
Okay. We will order our light troops.
Now quite a few of those.
And then we'll do just those. Alright, so we're going to have him go 1, 2, 3, 4. There. Okay. So that is all the movement. We just have the one auxilia attacking downhill with 3 dice plus leader bonus. And get 1 hit.
And back uphill with leader bonus.
Ooh. Rufus is not to be trifled with. All right. So that is all.
Gonna do this now. And we'll see if this bites me in the butt. We'll do those 5. And these guys will stay in place. All right, we'll start down here. With leader support, those mediums will attack your gladiators. We have 4 dice. Support carries it. I was so worried about whipping that roll and losing Crassus. All right. All right, here, hilltop to hilltop. I believe that caps us at 3.
It does.
All right. Against your auxilia.
Another one.
They will advance. All right. Attacking Gannicus' forces in the camp. So you get to ignore 1 cross sword and 1 flag.
That's right.
So here we go with 4 dice. 2 cross swords.
So 3
So
hits.
3 hits.
Does...
And for Gannicus.
Okay.
Couple of cross swords.
And -1 battling out of a camp. So 3
Correct.
3 dice plus leader bonus. And nothing.
And I'll ignore the retreat.
I guess it's time to do that.
Uh-oh. Here they come.
Yeah. So we'll do this then. 2, 3, 2. For our very lives. Alright, so we got 4 dice plus leader bonus here against your mediums. And we get 2.
All right, 4 dice with leader's bonus to retaliate. 2.
Alright, so
And you can ignore that retreat for now.
I will ignore that retreat for now. Okay. So
Well,
that is all.
that is all. Yeah, wasn't planning on doing this, but let's see if this swings my way.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. That's the perfect time for all that.
So, adjacent. They're all adjacent. They've all got leader support. It seems like almost a no-brainer.
That is true.
So going downhill into the camp, capped at 3 dice, you'll get to ignore a sword and a flag with leader support.
And that'll do that. So that's 1. Okay.
And for Gannicus, ooh, he survives. And they will take their advance.
Don't forget your +2 for the class shields.
Oh, you're right.
Not that you need it on that one, but I don't want you to keep forgetting it.
So, mediums attack. So this will be 6 dice against the warriors. With leader support. Ooh, I needed it there.
Okay.
So this will be 4 dice going into the woods, which means.
And I realize now that well, I erred on that light cavalry. They cannot actually be there because I went through this lake hex right here. I went through that, and it's impassable.
Oh yeah.
So, and please feel free to leave your comments below. How do you want to do that? Do you want to just have him back up to where he was and lose the order?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. That seems fair. Hmm. Rats.
Yeah, that would have been an easy one too.
Uh, yeah, you're probably gonna get it in one fell swoop,
Mm.
just for grins.
Oh, you want to see? Yeah, yeah, that would have done it. Just about.
No, it wouldn't. Oh yeah, no, the flag. The flag would have done it. Yep, that would have been the insta win. All right, so we're good.
Okay. Three units on the right. And it's going to be there and there.
Oh, my lights.
We'll start with the 2 against your lights.
Nowhere for them to go.
That's right. And we get a leader hit.
Ooh. Oh, at least they're supported. Retaliating with 2. Nothing.
Okay. Now the question becomes, do I feel lucky?
You know, you're trying to take out 2 either way.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't take out the lights, they're coming back at you with 2.
Right.
If you don't take out the mediums, they're going to hit you with 4 and leader support.
Right. So let's do that then. With your honeyed words, we'll have Castus versus the lights. 4 dice plus leader. That'll
Ooh,
do.
the 2 retreats is all you need, but the leader. Yep, leader in 1 retreat. We'll just wipe them out. You wish to
I do.
invoke your leader's prerogative and see if you can't clean up.
Go there with 4 dice plus leader bonus. And we do.
Oof.
Just in case, we will advance. Alright. So here is the next turn.
I had contemplated using this card earlier to move Crassus to the adjoining mediums that have now been since wiped out. But then you had those warriors charge in. So I reconsidered that. So
You have a banner for my medium camp. Yes.
So I will activate these guys here as my 1 unit of choice and go after Castus with 4 dice with leader support. And let's see if we can get lucky. 1 hit, 2 retreats.
Alright, so we take the hit and check the leader. See if we have to take them both. Do that.
Just 1, if you want.
So, well, we got 2, right? So I have to take. Oh, were you saying if I want to take them both? We'll go there.
All right. I guess I know what's coming next then.
What are you talking about? Do it double time.
Ooh, maybe I don't. What? What? All right. Yeah. I see it. Here it comes.
Let's see here. Go. 1,
Yeah. Yes.
2.
There you go.
2,
That's what you want to do.
1, 2. Then 1, 2.
There you go.
We We shall see. All right. So we'll do that first. Okay. So we'll have 3 dice plus leader bonus here.
Oh, painful.
Painful indeed. And that's the game. Man.
But that's exactly what I would have done.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm foolish and bold.
Well, it seemed like that was the moment for Spartacus to come screaming down the hill.
Sure. I mean, that could have been a win if you had taken out that unit, and then you had the possibility of cleaning up over there on my right flank.
Right.
So
I had to try.
very good.
Okay.
And I was stuck. Right now, all my cards are left and right flanks. So my middle was stuck.
Yeah, I kind of figured that was the case when you threw that heavy card out. That was a portent of some loss of command in the center. But
yeah.
Well, yeah, this one I just misplayed it right from the get-go. I should have put more emphasis on protecting the camp.
Again, I started the game off with cards for my right. I still have my 2 Order Light troop cards in my hand, and everything else was I started with Clash of Shields, and then it was 2 cards on the right. So, there we go. That's my strategy.
Yeah, I mean, I thought maybe I could do a little better with the Warriors right in Crassus's face, but in hindsight, one of them got eliminated. The other one got pushed back there and then failed at the end. But yeah, I was kind of hoping to soften that whole group up first, but the dice rolls were just not to be. But that's okay, because that's why we play. And we play again, because that's what we're going to do here.
Sure. It's really, I will say, it certainly feels like the Roman strategy, if your cards will let you do it, is to pick one of those 3 armies and just try to take it out and get your chunk of banners that way.
I think I agree with that. I'll know better here momentarily when I try it to see if. I mean, that even goes back to the narrative that we Crassus was hoping to take them apart piece by piece and just take them in series. And that's certainly what you did tonight.
The Romans too. I mean, they're a little divided as well. Right. So if your cards lay to target one Roman group and you could take them out, that's 6 banners there too.
Yeah, unfortunately, I wanted to go right for Marcius from the beginning to see if I could do the surround, but I didn't want to abandon the camp. I think I had more capability with my right flank than I did for actually moving him. And so the center card that I had at the time, that's what I chose to use the Warriors, just because of their mobility. But c'est la vie, c'est la guerre. That's what we do. Okay, well, we'll take 5 minutes, and we'll come right back for round 2. We are now back for round number 2. All right. I hope I can do as well with the Romans as you did. I would like to see a 6-2 battle as well. That would be
okay.
Nice. Yes, then we get a nice tie game tonight.
So I'll take command of the rebellious gladiators here. So I will start with my 5 cards. Ugh.
I like that. And I will take my 5 cards. Okay. And I have got them. So good luck in the rematch.
Thank you. Good luck to you. All right. Close 4.
You cracked the code. I wish I had thought of that.
Well, we'll see if this pays off. This feels like a dodgeball moment here.
If you can dodge a warrior, you can dodge a ball.
Going in after that auxilia with 4 dice with your support. I'll take it.
2 hits and a retreat. But I can ignore the retreat if I wish. I will stand and fight with 3 dice plus leader bonus in retaliation. 2 hits.
And then that light infantry will go against the same auxilia with 2 dice and leader support. See if they can get lucky.
Oh,
Oh,
half lucky.
yeah, they do.
And we'll give you 3 right back with leader bonus. Yeah, my leader's stinky.
Their luck holds. They are the luckiest of the lucks.
Lucky.
All right.
All right, we'll do this. We'll do leadership, any section, and we'll have
Leader and 3 adjacent hexes.
there, there, and there. Okay. Have these guys attack with 4 dice plus leader bonus and get them. They will advance in. And then Rufus, he of the time travel, will attack those lights there with 4 dice. What would they like to do?
They will evade such an onslaught.
Okay, so 4 dice, green circles only. And we get 1. And that is all. They will,
Attacking your lights with my lights. What would they like to do?
they will evade. Activate our medium troops.
Powerful cards for the Romans in this game.
Do those 5. Might as well put them there. Alright. So we'll start with the mediums here against Gannicus. 4 dice plus leader bonus. 3 hits. Here's the leader check. Gannicus is okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck there, aren't I? If I retreat, you can use Rufus to follow up and get another 4 dice. So, might as well stick it out and retaliate. 3 dice. That works.
Okay. So a hit and 2 retreats. 1, 2 up the hill.
Oh, and I thought you had attacked with Rufus.
No,
first.
that's what, yeah. So.
Well,
Yeah.
all right. That's all right.
Now we'll have leader on leader. 4 dice. Leader bonus. Oh, he says, I gotcha. Here's 1 die for Gannicus.
Oops. That was a bit premature.
Let's see. Yeah, he's alright.
I can't really go anyplace else. So.
Okay. So they can advance, and they will throw 1 pillar at Gannicus. So here's 1 die. He's okay. Alright. And then down here, these mediums first against your lights. So 4 dice plus leader bonus. 2 hits. Hit return. And then Pomptinus will attempt to finish them. 4 dice. And he does.
Would he like to press his luck?
He shall. And he will go after these auxilia here on the wing with another 4 dice and leader bonus. Get 3. Get
A hit and a possible retreat.
Okay, let's take the hit and leader check. It's okay.
Now an optional retreat.
Indeed. Yeah, we'll stand. So,
Okay.
take our card. There you go.
So we will start with the warriors. 4 dice with leader bonus. Nice.
Wipe out. Do they wish to press?
Going after the horses.
We will evade that.
Right. Spartacus and his warriors, or his medium, will attack Pompatus. Pompatus with 4 dice and leader bonus. 2. Possible retreat. Close.
He will return with 4 dice. Leader
Do you want
bonus.
to take the retreat, or do you want to fight back?
We will fight back. Leader bonus. 4 dice. 2 hits. Let's see if Spartacus falls tonight. Oh, close.
All right, here comes the backup plan. 3 dice.
Oh, look at that.
Get the job done.
Seasoned veterans.
About as well as could be expected.
Okay. 2 units on the left. Alright, so we'll go after Gannicus first.
Ooh, all right.
4 dice, trying to get a leader symbol. I do. Then Rufus advance and attack those lights. 4 dice plus leader bonus. And wipe them out. Okay.
Well played.
Thank you, sir. That is...
Because I was actually going to activate those 2 and go after that auxilia.
I figured, yeah.
Well, I am up against it now. Those 2. Hill to hill. 3 dice. 2 hits.
2 hits. Okay. And 3 back. Nothing. We will take a page from the playbook and say, I am Spartacus.
Lies.
Here's 5 dice. Eh.
So that's 2 of your units.
Mm-hmm.
Who I'm sure you want to bring. Oh no, you got 3 of them.
I do.
There you go. You can activate all 3. You can bring them into the 4.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get those lights into the fight. 3 dice against warriors with leader support. Totally worth it.
So yes, that. All right. So we'll do this one here first. It'll be 2 dice now because of Spartacus for the range combat. So 2 dice at your warriors. And we force a retreat they can ignore. But you may take it if you wish. Okay, so the other one has no target now. That is fine. Okay. Back to you.
Those 4 units. Hilltop to hilltop, 3 dice.
So goes my attempt at getting a tie for the series tonight. Boo!
It's not over yet.
Well, I mean, but if I win this one, you still win the series for the night because you have 1 more banner than I do.
Okay. Warriors, 4 dice leader support against your lights. What would you like to do?
Evade.
Okay. Good evade.
Do outflanked myself. Just a hair too late. Yes. Pomptinus is also a glory hound. So he will attack Spartacus with 3 dice plus leader bonus. Get him.
Well, there you go. Well struck, sir.
Okay, sir. Let's see if Spartacus would fall. Spartacus would fall! Oh, there you go. Yes. So we have proved that the Romans are quite potent in this one. I chose that Spartacus army. Well, actually, I let Rufus do what he was doing when you engaged. I decided to once I got that auxilia out of harm's way. I wasn't sure how far you were going to press that, but you kept Gannicus around. So
yeah, unfortunately, my cars ran dry.
right. And then it was just a matter of how best to take Spartacus, and you brought him forth. So, and again,
yeah, no, I never had enough cards to sustain any one flank. So that's why I was fits and stops on both sides.
And it's ironic. This one actually playing as the Romans. I don't know if it was my mindset now of just at least having the familiarity of playing it one time. But the second game, it just seemed like it was very rote. I knew I could see the moving parts, and I said, "Okay, let's do this, and then let's do that." And it wasn't so much having the cards; it was just I had a variety of options, and then it was just a matter of executing them. And the dice didn't the dice didn't go completely cold on me, so that's a help. Well, the one thing I was going to almost use right out of the gate because I drew it at the beginning was I thought about using the rally there on my first turn to reconstitute the auxilia, but I said, Of course, rolling all of those green symbols later for Spartacus, that would have been awesome for that roll. But yeah, so I decided to hold off and then just go right back at Gannicus with the 2 on the right. But it's a neat little scenario. Nothing outwardly overly complex or challenging about it. I think the camp is. I mean, you capitalized on it, but I didn't, so I didn't go out of my way to try to get it.
But again, in that first battle, I just had all those right-hand cards. So
Exactly, yeah. And it was intriguing that you did not do anything with Castus, trying to do a flanking on Crassus like I did.
I kept thinking about it, but I was like, just having that hilltop to hilltop fight. That's like, well, I can win that.
Yeah, once you had me reduced down to 1, that was an easy pop. So
I mean that, yeah. I was trying to, try to get those guys into position, but the clock was ticking, and
right.
You had 5 banners already. So,
well,
yeah.
our official count for tonight then is 6263. So I believe you get it with 9, and I have 8. So you win it by a banner, and it was
it's 6273 because you killed
Spartacus.
Spartacus.
Yes and no. I mean, I'll certainly take that, but on paper we're seeing this is quite favorable to the Romans by at least 5 banners. I think 4 or 5, so or more. 3 this time and 4 last time, so 7 banners. Wow, so very heavy Roman. According to our playthrough, but your mileage may vary. Next week we move on to, like I said, you get the distinct honor of giving us the final battle between Crassus and Spartacus. And we may have Stanley Kubrick cinematics in this big battle.
Oh, really?
Maybe, I don't know. It's
pretty involved. Do we have the budget for that? Do we have the budget for that now?
I'm sure we can. We'll CGI it in. We'll just we'll make some extra warriors moving in the background. Yeah, this is a lot of fun tonight. So, any final thoughts before we send people with our weekly admonition, or would you like to do the weekly admonition?
If this is your first time watching one of our battles, thanks for joining us. If you like what you saw, please go ahead, hit the subscribe button, and like and share the video. If you're a returning viewer, again, thanks for watching and thanks for your support. As always, we appreciate your thoughts and your comments, your critiques, and your strategic advice. You'll notice I did not try to follow up somebody who evaded me this time. So we read those comments. We pay attention.
I was the only one that made the mistake tonight of the terrain with that impassable Lucanian lake. So that was my bad.
I'm sure we missed something.
I'm sure we did. We'll pick it up in post. All the things that Peter just said. So we really appreciate it, and we love to hear your feedback. And we can't wait to finish up this chapter of the Third Servile War and move on to... we're on Lucky 13 now, so I think we have about another 10 or 11. I think there's 24 in this particular module, and then we'll start heading towards the back 9 of this. Thanks for watching, everybody, tonight, and thank you, sir, for great games, and I will see you next week.
Have a good night.
You too.